Hi everyone, welcome. This is Dami. Today I want to show you how to mix trumpet. So here's always the challenge with trumpet is of course the mid-range. Poking mid-range is a loud instrument. Even some expensive trumpets, maybe $1,000 range, can still sound very harsh and hard to mix. So and in this case, and I think this was the trumpet that was kind of used too. So I'm going to just show you how I was able to mix this to fix that. It's an easy thing to do. It's not very hard. The most important thing is that you can hear what is wrong and what you need to carve out. And then another thing is to place it in a mix. So let me just show you quickly. So let me play this trumpet solo at the end of this track right here. So it sounds great, even in the track. But what I was going for with the song is I didn't really want the trumpet to, it's not a solo section, it's at the end of the song. And I wanted it to just add something, but I still want the note to be, depictable if somebody was to maybe want to solo it, so they can still hear that. So let me solo the trumpet. And I also want it to fit in the song. The way it is without any processing on there, it sounds dry and it sounds by itself like it's a standalone instrument, but that was not the goal. So let's play the solo. So here's what I was hearing. First is so this is the EQ on there, mid-range. This is around about 2K or 19, maybe about 2K. Is that 19,000? Yeah. And then we have 3.8K here that I'm cutting out. So let's hear this one first. Oops. So that's mid-range harshness right there. Not even super harsh because we've not even reached 2K yet, but that doesn't sound pleasant. So what I'm doing is I'm reducing it about 3-4 dB, but then more importantly, I am compressing that particular band right there. So let me solo this section. Is pretty apparent here. Okay, so the next one here is, so what we're doing here is around 3K. So I'm going to push that up and I'm reducing that by like a whole 6 dB. Let me crank it up so we can hear exactly what that is. Ooh. Now that is real harshness, right? And then so just tucking that in, not compressing that a lot. I'm not actually. So we've lost volume. You see, so when I played the track originally, right, you're like, oh, everything sounds, but these frequencies are really, I call them dangerous frequencies, right? So of course we've lost volume, so you might feel like bypass sounds better. But let me play it again. So now I'm sending this to a bus on the bus as well. Just some slight and gentle EQ here. Yeah, so not much going on there at all. Bypass. just rolling off some low end that doesn't exist, but just being careful. And then I'm compressing, and I'm sure this is doing a lot. Let's see, let's hear it. It looks compressed, but then playing it by itself, I'm like, there's still something that is missing. I really want this thing to glue together, if it makes sense. I want to increase this, I don't know, make it just become one sound all the way through, not too dynamic. Yeah, that's the word. I don't want it to be too dynamic. I just want to hear it straight, same volume as much as I can. So let's play this in the track. Unfortunately, that's pretty hard to hear because we've lost a lot of volume. So let me see if I can push it up. Okay, so of course I'm pushing it out, made that volume sounds we heard the pretty harsh frequency. All right, so those are the things I thought I needed to do, like tonally, to remove those harsh frequency and then compress, which is weird. Then I'm using kind of a fast attack too, don't want it too slow, or medium attack, and then fast release. And this is one of my favorite compressors. I use all these guys all the time. Okay, so then the next is, this is the area where what I mentioned, that it felt dry and I want it to really fit inside the song, really. So that's the first reverb going in there, and I use that same reverb on other tracks as well. Then I'm using another piano verb here. But see, I'm only using just a little bit of that. Another reverb right here is the hall. So the goal was to make it really reverb heavy, put it in a space that the other instruments are in. And then I have here delay. I think that delay works well in terms of timing. And then the last but not the least, I think this is it's a quarter note delay, which is probably automated. Yeah, it is at the end right there. So let's play that. Okay, and I think another thing that was automated was the verb here. Let's see. So that was probably automated here at the beginning, where we have this trumpet sound here. Let me play that. I'm gonna play the end part too, so you can hear it in the context of the mix. But here's something that I do quite often with reverbs or effect, especially reverb, is when a note is very short and I want to elongate maybe the last note, I will usually use reverb just to crank it up and extend that note, so the listener perceive, oh, is the person still singing, or is this instrument still playing? In this case, it's probably Sodu. There's a pop right there usually. Let me bypass the effect. See, it was abrupt, right? The cutoff was abrupt there. Now with the reverb and all of the effects in, long decay. That was needed there. So to extend the note, let me play that in the track. didn't use any on this side here because the verse is coming in. Don't want to extend that note. So let's go back here again. I want to play this end part here so you can hear what this delay is doing. And I love it, you know. You can hear just let me play slightly from here. Okay, also in terms of panning the trumpet, you can hear it's panned slightly to the left around 38. If I wanted that place to be a solo or a duo between the lead and the trumpet, I probably would leave it in the middle and pan it maybe just 10, still leave it close. But this case, that was not the goal. But I still want to make sure, excuse me, right, that you can hear the trumpet. Even though it's very tucked down in the mix, but I'm listening for the notes. But can I still pick out the notes? So if a trumpet player was going to play this like in a live setting, can they score that note? Also, can the listeners know that it's not all the time, right? You know, you need to do that, but I think that's the way I think sometimes, or most times. I'm gonna bypass the compressor in and out. Let's hear what that's doing. So bypassing it, basically I was losing the trumpet in the track. But to be on the safe side and to make sure, let's test it solo and see, is it louder when it's engaged? No, not really. No, that's just the job. And that's why I was talking about this compressor too. So, you know, it's good to use your eyes, but you have to use your ears too, especially knowing that, okay, what I'm trying to get, pushing the volume is not going to solve the problem. In this case, the compressor really did, and I was happy. Compression, yeah, it's for dynamic, but it does more than that. Sometimes the tone can give it a different feel. So that's it from me. I hope this video was helpful. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please kindly do that. I would love your support, and this is going to help me to keep making more content like this for you. And let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions and other videos that I can work on. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to learning from you as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.